Oh yeah, no, I love that show.
Okay, I literally had never heard of it.
Really?
If anybody had told me about it, I would have said this is the dumbest concept I've ever heard because I can't stand anything spicy, so I would just have avoided this.
Oh damn. All right, now I'm curious about just before we even go into it, like what, like you never played Uncharted, right?
No, I've never played Uncharted, so I thought it'd be interesting. I can give my from a pure movie going perspective what I think, and then I think you from that gamer perspective can give good insight. I think it should be pretty interesting to hear what we both think on it.
Yeah, I don't want to rage out about it. I already have kind of like a biased opinion, I feel, which
Mhm.
I guess you can level me out.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know, like I hold this really near and dear. Like, I mean, I don't say want to say it's my childhood because these games really aren't that old, but like my gaming childhood, I guess, like my growing up with video games, essentially. This is one
Mhm.
of those stepping stones in a way. And I know, like, I've always followed the background production of this, and they've held out for years. There's always been different scripts floating around, and them picking a
Mhm.
director and then dropping them. And that's what I'm saying. There's been so much culminating into this, and I can't believe, like, what I see right now in glimpses of this trailer. I just can't believe, like, this is how we've settled. But we'll get to that, I guess, when we watch it. All right. Oh, man.
All right, so yeah, I had a lot of thoughts about it, right? So it opens a scene and they immediately have to put two of, A-list actors, really hot commodities right now. We got Marky Mark
Yeah, feel it, baby.
and we got Spider-Man. They're showing like, hey, they're gonna be the guys you want them to be in this movie. They're not gonna play serious roles. No, they're gonna play action heroes who joke around and banter.
Clockwise, Sully!
Well, it was 50-50, so I made a guess.
Clearly.
That's kind of what your setup is, and then it goes into the treasure and showing it. And then I think we're supposed to want to know the mystery of what that cross means or what the family background is for both of those characters, I guess is the true mystery we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, from Zorro there, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So,
That's actually one of my
um,
favorite castings right there. I think he's. It's one of the most stereotypical things in an Uncharted game to have like this. I want to call him Cortez always. Just like a. When I say Cortez, I hope you picture like this Spanish treasure hunting stereotypical action villain character.
no, and I mean, I love Antonio Banderas, so he does a good job of playing a villainous character just as well as he does a good guy. So, he's kind of dubious in this, and
Yeah,
we'll
he's got
we'll
the
see
voice.
how
My family has been looking for this fortune for a very long time. So much blood.
it's going to appeal to the people that want to go see a Pirates of the Caribbean, National Treasure, that
Yeah,
type
you
of
nailed
thing.
it. That's what I was gonna ask you. I was gonna say, what kind of vibes do you get from this? I mean, the pirates obviously give me the Pirates of the Caribbean vibe, but I can't help but get that National Treasure bit there.
Yes, definitely National Treasure. I almost wanted to watch the National Treasure trailer to see how closely they compare, but
Yeah,
I
that's
felt
how I was
like
getting
the
such a
background
vibe.
music really did remind me of like a Pirates of the Caribbean. It definitely had that sense. I just was waiting for the Black Pearl the entire time, so when we see two ships, I'm like, of course there's pirates. Like, yeah. The other thing is it showed like, hey, we're gonna have some cool action where Spider-Man's jumping around a lot. They kind of copied, I felt, the scenes from Fast and Furious with the cars falling out of a plane type of deal.
Was
Yeah,
it's
sort
like a
of.
similar set piece, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like I'm trying to remember it exactly, but it's where there's a bunch of cars falling out of a place and they're like jumping from car to car. And the thing about action movies now, they've got to top the craziest scene in another movie that happened so that it can be talked about.
Yeah.
And this movie, I think, is going to have a bunch of that.
Oh my lord. Just from that trailer alone. And there's the one scene with all the crates, and that's literally a level from Uncharted. Like that one is
Oh, okay.
iconic to the game. Like when they're all following out of the airplane and he's
Hmm.
like got his foot strapped in the one cargo port. That's literally like a level they tried to like I guess telegraph to the screen, which it looks pretty good, but I just kind of like they ruined so much in the trailer. But I guess they have to sell tickets, you know.
Knowing movies, a lot of times they'll combine multiple games or plots together. Did you see in that trailer like
Yes.
plots from all the different games?
Not all the different ones, but they're mixing characters. And they also mentioned his brother, which I thought was interesting because they don't do that later until later games. So I guess they're like I just saw a lot of seeds that they're really trying to drive this thing into franchise mode forward.
I mean, I think the plot threads are definitely there, and I'm interested to see if they throw him in the first movie because I felt like that was one of the mysteries that they want us to try to think of because he brings
Yeah.
up the ring, the brother, and so we're supposed to wonder like, why does he want to? What does his brother have to do with it? Why is this? What's Marky Mark's background? And he's dangerous, and you can't trust him. All that fun stuff.
What a guy.
You were just gonna leave me back there.
Somebody had to get the cross.
But like I said, there's a lot of retconning going on because like they're kind of sprinting through the camaraderie between Nathan and Sully because they're just meeting in that bar, it looks like, for the first time. They do have that wittiness, I see. I do like that chemistry they have, but the original Nathan Drake and Sully, like Sully met Nate when he was like, what was it, 13 years old, and he like raised him.
Wow,
So
super
like
young.
that's a big difference to me. Yeah, like he raised him, like he.
Right.
And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make him like that surrogate father, but they're not going to put the time in. And once I heard Marky Mark was Sully, he's probably my biggest casting I actually don't like. Because I didn't picture him for my Sully when I picture like a casting of this game. I picture more of like a Bryan Cranston type. But like I said, they're trying to start this early, I guess. They're trying to age them up. And then that little scene at the end with the mustache, I guarantee they threw that in for us video game fans. Because once we saw Sully without a mustache, like originally, I imagine that was like a big no-no to video game fans.
Yeah, puberty's right around the corner, kid. You can grow your own.
That is good to know. I would never have picked up on that. I just was like, okay, we're gonna have that childish humor in there.
Yeah.
I liked it. I appreciated it, but
You know those like little petty gripes that like some even like comic book nerds can have, like, oh, her headband wasn't the right way, or like her hairstyle wasn't the original hairstyle, or something like small like that.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like that with
Guilty
his
of that
mustache.
infraction myself, so
He
I
needs that
understand.
mustache.
But I love that scene now.
Yeah, it has a lot more meaning than you think, I guess, which is kind of cool from this perspective because like you are just coming into it as like an action movie lover type. No mustache, not my Sully. That's how I feel.
Know what I love about partying with a bunch of crooks?
What's that?
Nobody cares if you smoke indoors.
But yeah, from I'm not gonna lie, from the video game aspect, I kind of hate it more than I like it. But I will say Blockbuster, and we'll see this movie. Like I'm gonna give it. Like I'm not totally writing it off by saying that there's a lot I don't like looking at it.
Right, and I know that usually movie games translate pretty badly to the screen.
That's
if
what I'm
honest.
so afraid of, and it looks like from the trailer's aspect alone, like that's just the trailer, but
Right.
it just from the trailer it looks like they're really trying to focus on nailing that video game look and not the lore, and that's what scares me.
So if I was to rate this, I do think this movie will do well. I don't think it's going to compete with like the Marvel movies or anything like that. I think it'll sell enough to maybe, well, it'll probably get a sequel. I just don't know if it'll do justice to the series, knowing nothing about it. I just know usually, and kind of you're confirming it for me already, they're changing a bunch of things around so that they feel it'll be more realistic to the average audience goer like me. And I really thought you were gonna say bomb, so I thought we might disagree on that.
Well, I mean, like, I think it's gonna make money, but like, I don't think it's gonna make return money. That's what I should say. Like, people are gonna go see it out of curiosity that first opening weekend, and then I don't think it's gonna get okay word of mouth, and then it's gonna fizzle out. We'll definitely get that second Uncharted, but that's where the decision lies. That second Uncharted, I'd say.
Yep, I think they just every movie studio at this point is like, oh yeah, okay, people are going out there now. Yeah, let's do it. Let's put it out there.
Yeah, maybe they just thought like
Rush it.
the timing was right. I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe they saw Sonic and was like, yes.
I think we'll have an Uncharted too.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're definitely trying to build this into something, and I definitely think that we'll definitely see a second one, and let's just hope it's not like a Percy Jackson situation. It's totally random and off topic. How do you feel as him as Lex Luthor?
That was awful.
Okay, good.